Hey everyone, Brandin here. I'm joined by CEO of Stardock, Mr. Brad Wardell.
Hi, good to be back.
We had a conversation earlier about getting into Galactic Civilizations 3. This is the sort of the long coming follow up to Galciv 2, right? And we already covered really the basics, how to get into it. But for players that are really, really entrenched in the 4X genre, right, in the strategy simulation genre, let's just deep dive. Let's get into what they can expect from like end gameplay in Galciv 3.
Right. So now in this game, we've gone 174 turns. This is not even the largest size galaxy. This is a large, but this is nothing compared to the largest. And I've only actually explored this local star cluster here of many that are in this. It goes. Wow. I mean, I haven't even made it out to here yet. There's other civilizations. Unexplored. Right, still unexplored. I have put effort into designing some interesting ships to help do that. So I made this ship. I'm not an artist, so please forgive me. This is not Stardock's fault if this looks goofy, but I designed this ship to be a exploration ship. It's just got a bunch of sensors, so it can open up fog of war, a couple engines to get it out there that has some range stuff on there. I also have a spy ship. I have this guy out there to do patrolling. He's unarmed, this guy. So,
see, I love that. I love the customization feature because you pulled this up, and as soon as I saw it, I thought like cloak and dagger, and then it turned out to be a spy ship, and the previous one was exploration. So the designs and really the customization really kind of fit the purposes that you.
Oh yeah, and since I the player, not Stardock, but I the player made this ship, right? Yeah. And it only took me like a couple minutes, and that's it is fun. I mean, admittedly, now I don't have to do this, right?
Sure.
I could have just taken a pre-made hull and slapped on a bunch of stuff and called it a day, and call it Space Spy Guy. Or something better.
Just a ball of metal floating through the galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't have, but it is just part of the immersion of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
When humans first started to get into trouble with the aliens, I didn't have very good tech. This was my first. This was actually just called the armed shuttle.
Okay.
And all it was is a shuttle with a railgun on it. So it
makes sense.
Yeah, it's right? It's not that fancy. But I recently designed. I'm very proud of the Vanguard. This is a giant ship. This is the Vanguard class battleship. It is equipped with multiple plasma disruptors. It's got shields. It's got chaff. It's got advanced armor. It's really good. It's got warp drive on it. Let's see if we can.
It's the flagship of your armada, essentially, right?
There it is. Yep.
Oh wow.
It is, okay. And I have them out there. I am currently, if we go over to the diplomacy screen. Now, this is a screen that was really, from a user interface perspective, very difficult for us because the game has to support up to 128 players.
Yeah.
So if I want to go and talk to the different players, I can just come under here and go back and forth, and there's different ones here to talk to.
And each player has their own avatar, essentially.
Yep. And because people can make their own, they can either make them. Most people make their own, can put a PNG. So they're not animated like this, but you can make your own animated one too pretty easily if you know some 3D studio skills.
Oh wow, it allows you to import.
Yep, yeah. All this is a big file. So I'm currently at war with a couple of civilizations, which was probably not a good idea because according to of course it's a 4X, so you have to have graphs.
Yep.
So you can see my military might is I'm working up, but I am still nowhere near. Some of the other civilizations.
Well, I mean, you've graduated from the armed transport, so now you...
Yes, exactly. I still have armed transports running around because they're... I mean, I can upgrade my ships, but it's expensive, and I'm on a tight budget. I can manage my colony here, or all my colonies together with this simple 3 wealth, manufacturing, and research, or somewhere in between. Got all my colonies. I can keep up with what they're doing, and this is an anti-micromanagement thing where I can say everyone doing this should do this instead.
Oh, excellent. Okay, take some of the inherent tedium out of managing an entire galaxy.
Right. Now, another new feature in Galactic Civilizations 3 is the ideology tree, and the idea in that is that what we really want to do in this game is ask the question: what kind of civilization do you want to build? And then let me give an example. My planet makes it to Proxima Centauri. We land, and what happens if there's a pre-industrial society already living there? what do you
do?
And the game will come up and ask that, and it'll give you 3 choices. One might be, well, that's great. The planet comes with slaves, right? And if you pick that, you get a malevolent point.
Okay.
Another option would be, well, let's put them in reservations.
Is that the pragmatic?
That one might be a little more pragmatic.
And then, of course, they come share this bounty with us.
Right.
Neighbor.
Share this world. We'll be the good guys with you. You get. You can see where I've been in this game. I have a few pragmatic points, some benevolent. I haven't been malevolent at all. But as you get these points, they unlock abilities and buildings and other goodies for your civilization based on your choices.
And those generally would, I imagine, shift towards, like malevolent would shift more towards a military reward.
Not so much military as more like merciless, right? Like, now you might get a policy of forced labor or other things that have some pros and some cons to it.
So how does Galciv handle, has the resources been changed at all from 2 to 3?
Oh, absolutely. Well, so in Galactic Resources 3, we now actually have Galactic Resources. So in Galactic Resources 2, we did have things like these relics.
Yeah.
So if I get a starbase around here, this would improve my economy. But in Galactic Resources 3, you actually get real resources that I have 7 Durantium. Mm-hmm. And Durantium is really good, so I could build these really, one of the things that people really enjoy doing is making these super custom prototype ships. They may only build one of them, but they're really special that they spend a lot of time on. And so you use that Durantium to improve the armor. So you're like, I got 7, I can put 7 hull and reinforcements. And I have Prometheon. Well, with Prometheon, I can have a special defense thing. I got a Thulam.
So people put a lot of time to really express themselves through these ships, and then this is a way to sort of protect your baby.
Right. So that way you can have a one-of-a-kind ship, and it really is special.
Gotcha.
And you can do that with that. As well as you can consume them on your planets themselves.
And you mine those nodes you find throughout the galaxy.
Yep. Like here's one. This is a Durantium one here. I'm currently mining it. You can see the little building. And it goes over to this particular starbase, which I positioned just right to get 2 of them. I was very proud. Look at that. They just barely. But now I got 2 Durantium resources with 1.
Wow, everything just looks so cool, Brad. Like those suns.
Oh,
those
yeah.
red dwarves. Is that what they are?
Yeah, this is a red giant over here.
Okay.
And another thing too is that the planets are unique, so you'll never see this planet again.
Okay. Are they randomly generated?
Yep, they're random. I mean, Earth obviously isn't.
Sure.
But our home solar system is not unique.
Sol is always. Do you always start in Sol?
If you play as the humans.
Okay.
You do. Or I should say, as the Terran Alliance humans.
Right.
Now, I have in this game the Confederacy of humans, which is a break-off civilization, and they're way over here.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So they have this planet.
And then you can essentially, as we discussed earlier, you can customize your own factions. So you can really make however many.
Yeah, I can't wait to start downloading what other people have put together.
Yeah,
I want to see what ships they've made and...
Yeah, I mean, it's as much a game. This seems like a toolkit,
Yeah. Well, wait till the real hardcore modders, when they get into the XML, are going to go crazy. There's a plan I'd love to get. Unfortunately, I have to have extreme colonization.
Yeah.
But I'm at war, so let me show you a battle over here.
Cool. Let's see a battle.
So let's see. Where is that battle? Because I've been having some problems with the Thalen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at my little screen. There we go.
The cluster right there. Yeah, the ships.
So I'm very proud of this fleet, but I made some mistakes. First of all, the Terrans are good on paper, but I didn't really pay close attention to the technology these guys had. I just kind of looked at, their guns aren't that great. But there's more to it than just guns. So let's go ahead here. Now, this does not have tactical battles. Okay. I mean, because in a given... And people always ask, why don't you have tactical battles? And the reason for that is that in a given turn, you might have 8 battles. Yeah. And if you had to fight all of them, that would get incredibly tedious. Whoops, let me pause this. And one of the things I would want to do is find out, why did I win or lose this battle? So I can literally click on, freeze it at any time,
look at that.
Click on a ship, and find out, what do they got going for it? And you go, their weapon range is this, or their armor or shields are this, and find out that I made some mistakes when I designed my ships. This ship is really good, but unfortunately, when I put this together, I made my Challenger guys as escorts. In other words, I didn't list... the game will suggest what a class ship should be, whether it's a support ship or an escort or an assault ship.
Yeah.
You should generally, and until you're familiar with the game, listen to it. I did not, because I wanted to show, for the demo, it shows the mistakes. Oops, I was going too fast. Let's see. There we go. So as you can see, this is the ship I was talking about here earlier, the Vanguard, and I'm very excited about it. But unfortunately, he is way out.
Yeah. So it really behooves you to really kind of know your opponent when designing ships, right? Like if you know you're going to be in a long-term engagement with the purple aliens, you really need to design for those engagements.
Oh, absolutely. Like, let me an example. So before, when I designed the Vanguard, and I did win this battle, yay. When I attacked the Thalian, though, I really should have been paying attention of their weapons. Their weapons, see how they have, there's three classes. Like they have this one, this here, whoops, that's their beam weapons, this is their missiles, and this is their kinetic weapons. So basically, like,
so they're beam-heavy technology.
They're which means I should have designed my ships with lots of shields.
With energy shields, yeah.
And I did.
Sort of a rock, paper, scissor dynamic?
A little bit, yeah. And it's a nice, simple system, but it does allows you to put some intelligence in there.
Oh.
So as you can see, the Vanguard's a great ship, but unfortunately he's got almost no defenses for, and he's got so
my heart.
yeah, so there is some intelligence. It's not just about cranking out the most. The most ships and throwing them at the other. You got to do it somewhat intelligently.
Sure.
And which he did. He does have he has much better tech. So anyway, the point is that you can win the game in multiple ways. You don't have to conquer. I can try to have good diplomacy and try to get everyone to ally with me, or I can spread my culture, which I've done a pretty good job. This line here is the effects of my influence.
I see.
I can actually conquer other planets with my influence. And in the end, how you win is really up to you. You got lots of different choices.
What kind of civilization you want to build?
Right.
Well, that's an advanced look at the end stages of Galactic Civilizations 3. When's this coming out?
This comes out May 14th.
May 14th, so right around the corner.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say?
No. One of the things that Stardock's an independent developer and publisher, which is nice because, like, we're releasing it on the 14th, but we plan to be we're going to be making Galactic Civilizations games with this new system for the next probably decade.
Oh wow. Okay. So players should really get familiar.
yeah. We're in it for the long haul.
All right. Well, you can get your chance to get familiar when Galactic Civilizations 3 comes out on May 14th. Thank you so much for joining me, Brad.
Thanks for having me.
And for everything else, space and Thetans and laser beam warships, you're already in the right place. IGN.com.